Hello. Well, I can just trim it off. Trim it off. Okay. Hello, welcome here to my channel and to this pick a card reading. If you are new here, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. I'm so happy to be sharing this time with you. I am Amanda Ray, spiritual advisor, and I'm here to do a pick a card reading for you. So a little bit about my style. I channel everything that's coming through these cards, and sometimes I'm going to channel messages that might be a little off topic or seem a little out of the blue. I just follow the guidance that I'm given, and your guides are going to use this to deliver whatever messages you need. So I don't necessarily know what all is going to transpire. So if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in the description box. There's a variety of ways to contact me. There is a booking link directly in the comments as well. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead. I don't edit my videos. I'm going to go ahead and get you to take some deep breaths. Before you choose your pile, taking these deep breaths really allows you to connect with your heart and soul and choose the pile that your guides really want you to, rather than the ones you're trying to consciously pick. So sometimes you might be drawn to the same one. Sometimes what you're going to pick will change, and just honor after those deep breaths, whichever choice. You're welcome to watch more than one pile. Sometimes you might be drawn to two things. So just allow yourself to be guided through this. So the first pile here is black tourmaline. I'm going to use a variety of different decks, and just whatever needs to come out is going to come out. Second pile is raw hematite. And the third pile is amber stone. So again, pile 1 is black tourmaline, pile 2 is hematite, and pile 3 is amber. So I'm just going to slide these guys up a little bit and work with this black tektite. I wonder if I was saying black hematite. It's a black tektite. If I didn't say the right thing before, it's a black tektite. Pile 1. Black tektite. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull some cards here. We're going to start with a few, and I will read those cards while I'm shuffling other decks and pulling other cards for you. Okay. Let's see. You are special. Manifest. Archangel Metatron. Interesting combination, pile 1. So what they're showing me is you've been really hard on yourself, like really criticizing yourself or feeling unworthy of whatever goals that you've been setting out, or shifting something, shifting relationships, shifting careers, shifting your friend circle. Like something major in your life is shifting, and you can feel it, and you're feeling like you should shrink yourself rather than stepping up into a new energy. And your guides want to share with you that you are in fact special, you are loved, you are supported, and even though things might be shifting and changing, it doesn't mean that it won't be for the better. So just allow yourself to give yourself a little bit of a break. You know, don't keep yourself down in despair so long. The manifest card, you have you're setting new goals for yourself, or wishing for something more than what you have. And part of you is like, no, I should be grateful. I should be grateful. And then part of you is like, but I want more. And your guides are asking you to just take a minute and be like, yes, you can absolutely express gratitude to what you have, your relationships, your work, your everything. It's okay to feel grateful and still want more. You don't have to settle. You don't have to settle where you are. And take that whatever way you need to. Physical location, or in relationships, you deserve more than you let yourself accept. And right now you're just kind of transitioning through that. Like I can even see in this card, she's sitting on a throne, and I see the lions in the armrests, and that really calls out like Leo energy, like really asking you to stand up in your strength and your courage and really go for it. You might be a Leo, you might know a Leo that this is involving, but it's okay to ask for more, even if you're feeling grateful now, but there's that desire for something else. It's okay to have that desire. Archangel Metatron I'm really drawn to the sacred geometry. So if you use symbols and crystal grids and things like that, add some sacred geometry if you already are. Right here, they're holding it. Bring a little bit more focus into how you're intentionally incorporating the sacred geometry into your life. Is it just in one form, or is there somewhere else you can have it? Could you get a print off of some different shapes, or draw them, whatever, and stick them in different spots? Like, could you stick it under your water bottle? Could you put it under your plates that you'll be eating off of, like serving food? Where else can you infuse this positive energy? And maybe if sacred geometry isn't really your thing, you can do affirmations as well. So if you have some affirmations, say on your mirror, and you've been really working on your feeling good about yourself and trying to manifest something more in your life, add these I am type mantras, like I am healthy, I am worthy, I am something, like present tense, something for yourself. Put it in other places just to infuse that same energy. So I will just use I am healthy and sit there with that piece of paper you've written and just feel what healthy feels for you, and then place that under your plates. This is going to energetically help you just choose more healthful foods, more healthful portions, more healthful times to eat. Everything we can do to help incorporate more energy into our life really just helps, every little piece helps you take a step in the direction you're wanting to manifest. But without that intentional effort, things kind of can fall to the wayside really easy. Our old patterns and habits can come up, and it just kind of holds us back, and it's ourselves, right? Like we do that consciously and we see ourselves doing it, but it's just our comfort zone. It's our safety net. It's where we feel we need to be, right? So dream a little bigger, dream a little louder, be a little bolder. Just allow yourself to really step into your dreams, your goals. They're saying that you might have dreamt really big in the past and then kind of lost a bit of confidence, and now you're like, but man, I couldn't do it before. What's different now? Everything's different now. You're a different person now. So don't discredit what you thought you could have. Haven't made it there yet. It doesn't mean you aren't going there. So give yourself some credit. Give yourself a little bit of time to just kind of lick your wounds. Be okay that you haven't got to those goals yet, but dream a little bigger. Go for it. Don't just settle on your goals either. Now is not a time for settling for you, Pile One. Whew. All right. Kind of jumping all over here with different kinds of decks. I am drawn to use this deck next here. So we have the trees, Archangel Gabriel, more sacred geometry, a new perspective, more sacred geometry, and learning. Big old brain there. So this new perspective, something's shifted. There's some event that shifted how you're looking at things. I don't know if you trusted someone and they broke your trust and you're really seeing things through new eyes, or something. You saw like the back end workings that you weren't aware of before of some person, situation, and now you're like, I want more than that. Life isn't just about this, and I crave more. I crave more truth, more trust, more wealth, more health, all of it, and letting yourself be able to shift through that. There's nothing wrong with, yes, maybe you manifested where you are and you were striving and you're like, this isn't what I thought it would be. It's okay to change course, Archangel Gabriel is the angel of communication. So you might have to let some people know if they have, maybe broken your trust, if they have done something in malice. Pile one, you may be needing to just speak up and allow your words to come from your heart. It doesn't have to come from your head. You're overthinking, overanalyzing, maybe a little bit mean thoughts. Allow yourself to just connect with your heart. So place both hands over your heart, take some deep breaths, and then go into that conversation. It might be someone you care about. It might be someone you used to care about, and if you can't connect with them for whatever reason, you could write a letter to them and just rip it up. But there's this communication that needs to come out for you, because without this perspective, without these big things shifting, like I feel like maybe some of you, something got really taken away from you. Like, I feel like there might even be like a contract involved, or like something, some formal paperwork, so I don't know if like a police report was filed, or there was like a lawsuit or a contract breach or contract created, something with a very formal piece of paper shifted, and now you're like, oh, what I thought I was doing with my life isn't happening anymore, and now I'm shifting to something different. It could be signing a new contract for a new position, a job, something, and now it's time to just shift things differently. You really need to ground yourself. The trees are showing up because you're letting this really rock you emotionally. Like you're just all over. You feel just chaotic. Your mind can't stop, and too much is going on because of all of these things. Pile one, it's okay. Again, heart-centered deep breaths. It will help you just release your racing mind, even if just for a moment, a second, something, but you need to be able to calm yourself, because you're going too far, and it's like you're either overeating or undereating, one of the two, but your appetite's being affected by all of this self-brought on stress. Like, yes, the situation is stressful, but you yourself are compounding it and making it worse. So ground yourself, really connect with your heart, and start to speak your mind. You've learned so much through this. This learning card is coming up. You have understood who you are. You've understood a newfound freedom that you didn't realize you were trapped before. There is so much good that has come of this, and I know you know this. I can feel that you know this, but the only way your guides could have got through to you was by making this shitstorm kind of pop up for you. They gave you little signs, little nudges, but you just tried to feel grateful and satisfied where you were. And as time went on, it got worse and worse until it was like, you gotta put yourself first. You cannot run yourself ragged like this in whatever way, shape, or form this is showing up in your life. And now is the time to make that shift. We understand it is hard, and as you shift into that, things will become easier. If you struggle with well, what if I did this? What could I do? And hanging on to what was, you're going to struggle. They're going to hold you back a little bit while you just marinate and release. Once you make that shift and understanding this new perspective, this new path, this new whatever is meant for you, and you're like, yes, I am happy to embrace this, versus trying to go back to your comfort zone, you have to release that in order to step into this next step. And you know this. I keep hearing like, I know. So that might be something one of you says. Just saying. So that's what we got going on so far here. Okay, I'm drawn here next. So we have the map maker of destiny, authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. So there's that. The ringmaster of scrutiny, discernment, clear vision, and details. This is really bringing attention to that contract that I was talking about, some kind of formal paperwork. And the map maker of destiny, you know, I feel like this is like writing a new book, writing a new chapter, and that those two cards are really working together here. The Queen of Light, illumination, enlightenment, and celebration. And the High Lady of Love and Compassion, reverence, kindness, and consideration. So, you know, if you're a female watching this reading, they are asking you to really connect with your enlightenment, your higher purpose, your love, your kindness, your something, your heart center, because that is part of your calling, is caring for yourself just as much as you care about others, because there has been a lot of beating yourself up or allowing others to do it for you. And that is not okay, pile one. Not okay any longer. We understand that it served a purpose. It 100% did. You know, you had to get these life experiences. You did not have the strength to stand up to this person, yourself, or others at the time, but now you do. You know, that Leo energy is really coming through. You do have that power, that courage. You have that within you, but please connect with the light, the love and compassion, because these people do not vibrate on the same energies that you do. And there's no way they'll ever understand you. They will blame you for whatever's happening. There's a little bit of a blame, guilt kind of coming up, but they will never understand your perspective. They cannot see it. They're like very self-centered, whatever is happening here. And it's time to move on from that and just not give it the time of day. If you are a male and you are watching this, you really need to get clear on the vision that you have for yourself. I see literally writing a list or a contract to yourself saying, okay, these are the things, this is the lifestyle I want to live. This is how I want to feel. These are the things I want to have. Universe, God, whoever it is you pray into, bring it to me. Show me how it's going to show up. Do not try to control how it's going to show up. Don't be like, I want to make $100,000 in the next week, and I want to do it by selling 10 different extra cars at work, you know, big commissions. It's not how the universe is going to necessarily bring this to you. You might have a few extra sales beyond what you're used to, but there's so many ways they could bring this to you that you just can't even think about, you know, and it's up to them to bring the how. How is this going to show up? You just have to be determined and take that inspired action. So get clear on what it is you're searching for here, pile one, because, for example, even if this is a love and relationship, if you're like, oh man, I want a girl, I want her to have blonde hair, blue eyes, this size of waist, eat only these foods, and like really micromanage the finer details, there's a good chance you will never find a person with all of these single attributes. But how do you want to feel with this person? Well, you know, I want to feel that I love her and I'm very attracted to her or him. And I want to feel like we can just talk about anything, and, you know, talk about the connection, how you feel, the things you will do together, the common interests, things like that. Because you might find the absolute perfect person, but maybe they have brown hair, not blonde hair. And because you are trying to micromanage how this person's showing up to you, you completely dismiss this person, and it could have been the absolute perfect match. So let go of those details and focus on how you want to feel, what you want to achieve, you know, just in this example. Okay. All right. So we've got a couple astrology. Void of course moon, missing. So do some self-reflection and understand what is missing in my life. What have I been sacrificing? What have I not been allowing to show up in my life? Have I been not treating myself with kindness, love, compassion? Have I been very hard on myself, not feeling very special about myself? Well, that needs to change. So get really clear on the things that have been lacking in your life so that you can set goals appropriate or make shifts that are appropriate to those things that are missing. And the Grand Cross, the provoker, you know, if you don't take this action, they will take this action for you. I said it. You know, it is not about sitting idly by pile one. Lots of these things feel like big, overwhelming changes, like something that you just are being pushed through. And if you allow yourself to set these clear visions and manifest through the process, it will feel like it's full of grace and ease. If you try to resist and micromanage and figure out the how all the time, how am I going to manifest $100,000 in 1 week? How am I going to attract the love of my life? You're going to struggle the whole time because you're going to be missing opportunities. Because there is a lot for you. It is manifesting for you right now. You just got to get clear on how you want to feel, the lifestyle you want to be living. All right. Follow intuition. So follow your intuition. They are guiding you towards the things you need to do, the steps you need to take, the people you need to reconnect with. They are guiding you. Do not resist. Don't be like, oh, I need to book a healing session with this one healer. I know I do, but oh, I'm scared about money. So like, oh, I'm just going to, resort back to my comfort zone. This isn't going to help you move through it. If they're like, oh, just buy this newspaper, read the classifieds, there's a new job in there for you. Whatever little nudges that seem out of the ordinary, just follow this because they're absolutely guiding you through this at this time. Last cards here, pursue passion. So they're taking away what's missing and they're infusing the things you're passionate about into your life, even if you don't realize it yet. Some of you might be struggling with this. And explore magic. So again, both of these are like running horses, or unicorns, my apologies. Both of them are running. And it's time to get action and movement. Like, don't keep sitting back, relaxing and being like, oh, I cannot. Enough. It's time for something bigger for yourself. You are ready. That's it, pal one. You are ready. That's it. I'm leaving it there, pal one. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this was helpful for you. I'd love it if you left a comment. If you're interested in a private reading to get more specific into the nitty-gritty details of your life, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to work with you. But for now, I'm going to move on to pile number 2. Okay. Pile 2 with the raw hematite. So I'm just going to pull some cards from here. I'm going to read them while I'm shuffling other decks and pulling some additional cards for you, pile 2. Oh, pile 2. I just feel like this heaviness in your heart, like it's just like a sinking heart feeling. Like, there's so much overwhelm, there's so much going on, and it's just time to release some of that, pile 2. You're taking on a lot of responsibilities that people are not asking you to take on. You just feel like you should. There's a sense of responsibility. You might be firstborn, you might be a fire sign, or cardinal sign. But it's time to let go of some of those responsibilities. It's like you're feeling people have expectations and you are taking responsibility for what you think their expectations are, even though this is very unspoken. So it's time to let some of that shit go, pal 2. Woo! I hear my children outside. I'm recording a video. You'll have to just go ask Dad. I'm recording a video. You have to go ask Dad. I can't let you in, bud. Go back to the house. Hi. Oh, you're in the window. Hi. Life as a mom. Well, it's going to be funny when people watch it. Yeah, you didn't ruin it, but it's going to be funny. Yeah, but maybe you should go so I can just record the video now. Okay, thanks, bud. 10 hours, okay. Oh, man. It's always great when my kids just like pop up in the windows, but it's just like always like, oh, I don't edit my videos because this is just like the magic of me. But it's just like, oh, I hear them talking outside. Go. Sorry, pile two. Little bit of an interruption. Go inside, bud. Don't throw at my window. Don't throw snow at my window. Don't throw snow at my window. Okay. The flames of wisdom, the crone. I am open to all of life's wisdom and share it with gratitude. I just can't get over that I just had a huge conversation, like a 2-minute conversation with my son. Sacred space. I find peace, security, and contentment when surrounded by nature's beauty. You know, as I'm like getting back in here, less mom, some of this heavy heart might be in relation to your kids. You know, my kids are showing up, so it might be in relation to your kids too. So you might be feeling like you have too much responsibility or a sense of responsibility there as well. I feel a little bit lighter, like maybe you need to bring more playfulness back into your life too, these messages. The present. I fully experience every moment of my life by living in the present. Balance. I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. Okay. So I'm really feeling like all 4 seasons are represented here in these cards. I'm feeling like this is like a summer night, a bonfire, spring. I guess I could rearrange these. Spring, with all of this new growth and this green. Fall, there's literally fall colors in the leaves, and then balance, winter, the dark and the white snow. So seasons are changing for you, pile 2. Something is shifting and changing, but it's bringing about more balance. It just feels you've been so unbalanced for so long that you tried to find your balance in that unbalance, that when things are balanced, things feel wrong. Like so wrong, like heart sinking wrong. And first off, we just gotta take a step back from that and just relax. It's okay that it feels wrong. It's okay that it feels out of the ordinary, but it is not okay for you to rush off and put yourself back into unbalance to feel more at peace, because that's not where your true peace is. You can't keep pushing because they will sit you on your ass. That, you know, if you do not rest, they will make you rest. I'm seeing the owl spirit in the flames of wisdom in the crone. There's 2 owls there, kind of, I guess, in the smoke in the background. So if you know that you have an animal spirit guide and it is an owl, perfect. If you're not super familiar with animal spirit guides, I would highly suggest that you type in spiritual meaning of owl. And if there's a specific owl that's coming to mind for you, just insert the specific kind. Like if it's a barn owl, great horned owl, snowy owl, whatever. And find an article and just read up on it. You know, there are different owls for different people in Pal 2 here. But there's definitely some wisdom. My children. God. There's definitely wisdom there in the owl for you. But like I feel like you might be feeling attacked or like barged in on or disrupted. Very disrupted even, Pile 2. Like I'm getting all of the disruptions. And like, so it's, I don't even know what time it is, but it's dark outside. You can see in my window, it's dark. We have lights out here at the farm yard lights. But my kids are outside playing in like the half a foot of snow we just got and are getting more. And which is very atypical. I'm not exactly sure why my husband let them go play outside, but I'm out here recording a video at this time of day. I really don't know. So there's something that seems out of nature, out of sorts, and is disrupting you. And this is on purpose, pile 2. You're not meant to be holding all of this overwhelm and stress that you have been holding. There's some really big shifts happening for you. It feels wrong right now. You're in that awkward, out of comfort zone phase. Some of you really need to get more present. You're spending most of your time, your mind is racing, like it's just too much going on, and it's getting to be too much. I'm having a hard time sitting still, pile 2. So like you're uncomfortable. I can feel this. You're uncomfortable. Whatever phase you're at in your life here, the winds of change are upon you. If you felt like you were on your throne and you were doing all the things and all of a sudden you're coming crashing down, or things aren't going quite as planned, it's on purpose. You need to rest your ass and do a little bit of soul searching. Are you really happy living this lifestyle? And if you've been doing all the dirty work for people for a long time, doing the hard jobs, little pay, that kind of vibe, it's time for you to rise up. It's not time for you to bend down and, take another one. It's time for you to be like, no, it is not okay. So whatever position you were in before these shifts started happening, you're meant to be in the opposite position. So if you were sitting on your throne, boss, you're meant to be the worker. If you've been the hard worker, you're meant to be sitting on a throne, management boss, CEO, something like that. So it's a role reversal. You're meant to see the other perspective. Now, say if you're sitting on your throne, you're like, I don't want to be going down here and doing the work. Okay. But then that means that you have to really get outside of yourself and start talking to the people that are on the ground doing the work, getting their perspective, and really working for them. However that's showing up for you. Some of you might have some shoulder pains, like I'm feeling like this shoulder. I don't know if you have a tattoo somewhere around this shoulder, or if you've just been very tense. This is my feminine energy or masculine energy side, my apologies. And just taking on too much responsibility. You might find your hands are falling asleep. So do stretches, really do this and push down, push up, really stretch all these muscles throughout here. Pile 2. Get flow, stretch your shoulders, rotate them, really get movement in, because there's a lot of kind of energy happening here. And no, man. No, it's time for change. It is time for change, absolutely. Okay, so I'm drawn to these cards next here. The Dragon's Duel, inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. And you can see the 2 dragons. This is that flipping roles, getting in that other perspective. So if you are the boss, if you like that position, you really need to get in the perspective of your workers and get that emotional intelligence, get that connection, and not just this works for me because. You need to understand where other people are coming from, foster that relationship of trust. If you are in these lower positions, it's time for you to rise up, really own who you are, own your strengths, and not downplay yourself. Apply for the job that you don't qualify for. Go ask that person out that feels out of your league. Just really put on that courage and put yourself out there, because you're rising up. The resting tree, patience and stillness. So some of you really do need to just take a break. If you've been doing too much, you need to slow down. If you've been not doing much, you need to speed up and take action. So there's a lot of dualities here, you know, like lots of these cards are even referencing like balance or opposites. So Pal 2, you might even have to take this day by day and understand some days you might be feeling like you're doing nothing and you need to take a little more action, and other days you might be taking too much action, you got to slow down. Whatever, however that's showing up for you. It could be all of these things at different times, or it could be, you know, either or. The Camel Boy, small steps, asking for help. I feel like very fire sign energies kind of happening here. Or Capricorn, Aquarius as well, where they're very guarded, shielded. But you need to really get outside of yourself and ask the people that are close to you or the appropriate people for assistance, help, something. You can't just be like, oh yeah, ooh, I'm so good, I got it all sorted out. It's just like putting on that, the fakeness, the mask, the whatever it is that you're wanting people to perceive versus the reality needs to come off, and deepening. And you're like, but I already am doing that. It's coming up for a reason, honey. Go deeper. Go deeper. What is really happening? Okay. The Phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change. So like, yeah, right there, man. Phoenix, all fire, burning yourself to the ground to then be resurrected through those ashes, building something stronger. Pile 2, I just got this like real tightness in my throat, and there's this resistance. I'm feeling like, oh, I can't burn it all to the ground because I worked so hard to make what I had. I thought that's what I wanted. I've reached these goals. It's like, it doesn't matter anymore, because your calling, your desires, something has shifted where all of this stuff doesn't matter anymore, and something has to change. You need to bring more balance back into your life. You need to shift something. Something has to shift. How to... You know, I bought this cup from David's Tea, and it's like a thermal cup. I'm not sure if that's what they call it, but it keeps tea hot for so long. I should have left the lid open. Maybe I'll do that now. It's just so hot. So reborn, becoming reborn. You need to really shift through yourself, your emotions, and become a new you. Now, typically when I use this deck and this card comes up, it's in reference to my Phoenix program. I have a healing program designed to really completely revolutionize each of your chakras, each level of your emotional well-being, your spiritual well-being, and really align you with yourself, your true purpose, your goals, and actionable steps. So if that feels like something for you in Pile 2, some of you, send me a message and I'll talk to you more about it. I'm not gonna go into huge details about that right now. The throat chakra, guys. So speaking your truth, being able to express yourself. Ooh, it's speaking your truth. Again, that mask. Speak your whole truth, nothing but the truth, right? It's time. It's time. Look through the situation. So that's, again, re-emphasizing being able to see other people's perspectives, because you need to just turn your whole world upside down here, Pile 2. It's new balance has to be found. Authority. You are not alone. And dreams. So there's this very like toxic independence that's kind of coming up for you, Pile 2. You like to do all the things, you like to do them well, you like to do them yourself. If someone offers help, you don't really want it, but you do, but you don't, and you're going to do it anyway. And it's time to let some of that go for yourself, because it's just not serving you, you know? never have you been like so proud that you've exhausted yourself to the point of illness. Does it make you feel proud? Because maybe you need to redefine what brings you pride, because you can't keep burning yourself to the ground in order to achieve whatever it is you think you need to achieve. Even this has a candle. You can't burn the candle. There's fire here. Burning yourself on both ends. It's just, stop. It's time for that to stop, pile 2. So some of you may have already done this burning down part, and some of you feel like you're, like a little seed buried in the dirt, and you're like, I'm growing, I'm becoming something else, and you're like ready to just like rise above that soil. And just keep watering yourself. The people that applies for, just keep watering yourself, because you're going to rise up as this authority figure and in this prestige and be sought after by so many people. And all of that's okay, right? For whatever, whether that's in your love life, your career, something, is something. In this look through the situation card, I'm most drawn to the lavender she's picking. Some of you might be into like natural home remedies and like making your own. And this is really drawing attention to how much more pure can you make those home remedies? How can you research a little more into your ingredients, or what else can you bring to the table? What else can you bring to the table? That's the phrase that's sticking out there. Take a deep breath, pile 2. Take a deep breath. I just feel like, it's going to be all right. Libra, I balance. Again, another balance card. Some of you might be Libras. You might have Libras in your life, or it could just mean balance, right? We have multiple cards about balance here. Part of fortune, increase. Things are rising. The Phoenix rising up, rising. There's that authority that's still that rising. Dreams card is even talking about that. So things aren't always going to look down, but you have to play into your wisdom, your strengths. And if you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, you got to look to the people that do. Saturn return, age. You might be a little immature for your age, or you might be wise for your age. So you need to really come to terms with that. If you're like 70 and you feel like you're still like 40, like a little spring chicken, cool, but just be okay with also being 70. And if you're like 25 and most of your friends are 40 and you have the maturity of a 40-year-old, be okay with being called the kid, the young one, the whatever. It's all okay. You just have to live with where you are, but understand that you're much more than just that number, right? And the people that really get to know you will. 8th house, endings, beginnings. And again, like that resurrection through the Phoenix, reiterating that like things are really shifting. New beginnings, new endings, bringing about more balance. Lots of like black and white, dark and light, good and bad, like just opposites, and bringing them together in harmony. So however that theme is showing up for you, some of you are in relationships that you don't need to be, and this, you can feel it. The people that message is for, you feel it. So it's time to really think about what needs to start, what needs to stop, because you have abundance coming to you. Abundance in relationships, friendships, I hear live, laugh, love. That might be a quote that resonates with you. So pure spirit. So really get down to what inspires you. What is the purest form of you? What element do you connect with? really what inspires you, what are you passionate about, all of these things. Just allow this to become how you operate from, not motivated by material things, by money, by the cars, by the job title, the whatever. It's not about that. Okay. Manifest miracles. So none of this has to be hard. None of this has to be hard. It just has to shift. Things have to be balanced. You have to see the duality, bringing things together, but also seeing that clear division within them. And not always easy, pile 2, but it can be. You know, all it takes is one moment to change all of it. And I still feel like this is a really good reading, even though it's hard. It's overwhelming, right? To be going through all of these shifts. I feel like some of you might be feeling like the seasons are passing you by. Like there's just, you don't feel engaged in the life, you know, and that's okay. It's okay to not be connected to that right now. But if you feel so still, it's time to find where you can find that action, right? And if you have too much action, where can you find stillness? How can you incorporate more stillness? Whatever the duality of something you have too much of, how can you incorporate more of its opposite? And if you have too little of something, you know, look the other way. If you're like, oh man, I don't stop. I do all the things. Okay, how do you invite the stillness in? If you're so busy, where's the stillness? You know, depending on how it is, you need to look at that. Pile 2, that's what I got for you. It's going to be all right. If you're interested in a private reading to get more into the nitty-gritty details of something that's come up for you, there's links down below of a way to connect with me. Some of you might want to participate in a little bit more of a deeper healing program. Reach out to me, send me an email, message on some kind of social. Be happy to connect with you about that. But thank you for joining me, and I'm going to be moving on to pile number 3 with this amber piece. But first, I'm going to take a little drink. Whew, it's hot still. Okay. It's just pile number 3. I'll put the timestamp here. What I'm going to do is I am going to shuffle some of these cards, pull them out for you, read them while I'm shuffling the other decks and pulling more cards for you. I might have burnt my tongue on that tea. It's pretty hot. So that might be a message for some of you. You know, maybe you got a little bit of a hot tongue, hot-headed, too much going on. Okay, so the first one, the wise woman of Wonderland, integrity and compromise. The river queen, flow, letting go, natural movement. The cosmos, creativity and vastness. The word lord, communication, praise, and dishonesty. So pile 3. I'm definitely picking up some water signs, feeling very emotional. Just overwhelming, like too much emotion. And it's like there's a lot of sadness, lots of crying, and like you feel like you're releasing, but actually what you need to get to the nitty-gritty of is, where's this grief lying within you? Pile 3's, maybe not all of you, but there's a good portion of you that ended up picking pile 3. There's so much grief held within you, sadness, unable to let go. You know, you've been, you know, crying or feeling a little bit of release, but you keep coming back, you know, like, yeah. It's time to be in integrity with yourself. You know, there's 2 opposing forces here. There's the word lord with that dishonesty, and the wise woman of Wonderland with integrity, you know, really polar opposites here. And someone's trying to pull a fast one on you, man. You know, someone is not being upfront and honest. What they're saying do not match their actions. They're too feeling something. Sorry to say that, pile 3. But I think you already intuitively know who this is. Whatever this is for you, something ain't right. There's something smells a little fishy. So honor those feelings and just keep your wits about you. You know, it doesn't mean you have to do anything about it, but just be aware of where these feelings are coming from, pile 3. Because, ooh. What is this? Looks like a disco ball, but not really. So like some of you really need to celebrate some of whatever it is you've been going through. There's something happening that you have been going through. And, ooh, I guess we'll pull those ones. It's like you've been watching things shift. All of these things shift, change with the seasons, change with the moods, and you haven't celebrated the progress you've made. Like there's honestly, you've made so much improvement, even though on the surface it doesn't look like much has changed. You can feel how much has changed, and maybe it's because you're not being fooled anymore, pile 3. You're willing to work with people, but you're not sacrificing your integrity anymore. That's a big one. You know, there's a big self-sacrificing thing for you, pile 3, where you give until you're depleted. And then, you know, you try to rest, but not really. And then you do it all over again, you know? So it's time to shift that. It's time to shift that. I'm drawn to this. Oh, Archangel Michael's showing up. Like, yes, right now. So Archangel Michael is like the angel of all angels, and he is responsible for like protection and kind of delegating to the other angels. So like you can literally ask Archangel Michael to do anything, and if he doesn't do that job, he knows who does. So Archangel Michael is really easy to work with. He can work with anyone all at the same time, anywhere in the world. It's amazing. So I see this flaming sword, and there's this need to cut cords, like cut that connection with some people in your life, some situation, something. Cut the cord, and protect yourself. There's a little bit of that dishonesty, that little bit of rival kind of energy happening with something in your life. And it's okay to just distance yourself and just, you know, not entertain that. I'm pulled here. Brighter days ahead. So like it is not always going to be this hard, pile 3. Right now it's like you're in a river of overwhelming all the things, and you're flowing and you can't get to where you want to be. You don't know how to get there. You don't know how to get out. You don't like, it's just too much, and it's not always going to be like that. The Enlightened. So things are shifting. You can see the light. So whatever shitstorm you got going on here, pile 3, you can see the light, and things are just shifting to accommodate that perspective and that staying in your integrity. You're already fabulous. So you do not need to change a single thing about you. You are already so fantastic. Growth is amazing, but you can't be stuck in this constant pattern of I need to be better, I need to be better, I need to be better. It's just another way of saying I'm not good enough, right? Self-growth is amazing. I do not discourage growing yourself in any way, shape, or form, but you can't become addicted to always trying to be better. You know, that message is for someone. So meditation, sing, and transformation. You are going through big shifts, pile 3. Transformation card only shows up when something big's happening. So if you're in a relationship and maybe you're waiting for a proposal, could mean that there's a diamond on there, but not necessarily. I feel like this is much more of you felt like a lump of coal for a long time. You've been under so much pressure, all of the things, the right conditions, and all of a sudden you're turning into this diamond and you're feeling already fabulous, you know? So you're just coming to these realizations. You're like, oh, I'm allowed to have my own integrity, and I'm allowed to tell this person what for, how to. Hot tongue. I'm okay to tell this person what for and how to. But still need to cut the cords. There's this a little bit of an unhealthy attachment. I don't know if you're doing it or someone else is, but you need to let go, you know. And so they're showing me like a picture, excuse me, of someone sitting on like a really shanty little raft on their back in this fast flowing, almost like whitewater rafting type river, and just laying there trying to use their arms to paddle while laying on their back. They can't even see what they're doing, where they're going, and they're just like flailing their arms. And I'm like, oh my God, stop. Just let the waves take you if this is what we're doing. So if that's what you're doing, just let the waves take you. If you want to be like, nah, man, I guess I should probably like, you know, look where I'm going, see what's up, and then navigate. Maybe there's a stick on this shanty raft I can pull off and use to, you know, push me off some rocks instead. Use the tools that you're being provided, even if you don't have much. You know, if you're exiting a relationship or exiting a job and you feel like you don't have much to start with what you have. Okay, well, I'm really good at writing resumes. Okay, well, write your resume, you know, or write some articles and see if some blogger is interested in adopting these pieces, or, you know, start a blog if you haven't already. But there's some big shifts happening, and excuse me, some of you need more sleep. 100%, some of you need more sleep. There's this very tired, you know, overrun energy happening too. Be honest with yourself. Where are you giving too much? Only you can answer that. Where are you not giving enough? You need to sing your own praise. You know, at work, talk about the things you're good at, you know, do some meditation, you know, like this is going to help bring you that calm. So meditation is not always looking like a little old man in a toga, cross-legged, chanting. No, that is not meditation for everyone. By all means, if you want to meditate like that, I will not stop you. It's a beautiful experience. However, you don't need it to look like that to incorporate it into your life today, right now. Meditation is really just focusing your mind. It's not making your mind empty. It's such a common misconception. It's just focusing on one thing, not all the things, one thing. So you could literally turn washing dishes into a meditation if you just focus on washing one dish at a time. And as you start, your mind will wander. It 100% will. We're like squirrels up here. When you realize, oh, I'm not focused on this dish I'm washing. I'm thinking about something else over there. What's for supper on Sunday? Bring it back. And just be gentle with yourself. Just keep bringing yourself back, and you'll be able to stay in that moment longer and longer. So you can do that when you're folding laundry. You can do that while you're driving. You can focus just on driving instead of all the things at the same time, right? Just like, oh, you know, there's a yellow car. Woo. Whatever, right? If you're driving, don't close your eyes to meditate. Just a prerequisite. But bring more of that stillness in, because your mind has been like just too much. Too much, pile 3. First house, the body. Need to treat your body better. Sun, spirit. Jupiter return, benefits. Third house, messages. So like, you know, you have the first house, the third house. you know, you're starting like new things, like new adventures, like that physical representation of things, the physical body. You know, you might just be starting a new side business. You might just be starting a family, a relationship. Something is new. Something in your life is new, and you are just starting that foundation, which is amazing. You need to sing your own praise. You need to congratulate yourself if you need that. You are fabulous. But just understand it's going to take a little bit of work. That fire, that spirit, you know, it's going to take some action and learning. And you're already fabulous, even while you're doing this learning. And huge benefits for you. Like Jupiter returns benefits. Like the goals you have set for whatever new thing is in your life, the goals you have set are small compared to what's possible. Okay? And the goals you have now, or the thoughts you have now, are just as easy to achieve as something bigger. So whatever it is, I will just use an easy example. I want to make $50 by writing blog posts this week. I know, selling it, whatever. If you have your own blog, something. Now, if you're like, oh, it feels like a little bit of a stretch. I've never made any money writing blog posts before. Well, double it, because that is just as easy as the $50. $100 is literally the same energy as what I'm hearing. If you're just starting a relationship, just be like, this is great, but like I want to have a deeper connection, I want to do this many things with him, her. Double it, you know, double down on all of these things, because it's all possible. And the energy shift actually doesn't change what's required of you that much. Amazing, isn't it? I feel like that's more specific to financial goals for pile 3, but you could apply that in other situations too. The third house messages. You're going to be receiving some like really big messages sometime in next couple weeks, I would say. And don't feel scared if you miss it. They will re-deliver the message, okay? So if you're, don't doubt it when you hear it, because you'll hear something, you're like, oh, but that couldn't have been it. And you like, there's this discrediting thing that's going to happen. Stop yourself. Just allow that message to come in and let it percolate. You don't have to know the answer of what it means that second, but just allow it to be absorbed. So say you walk into the grocery store and they're playing music and like a song hits you and you're like, oh my God, it's Calling All Angels by Train, and it just hits you. Okay, so buy your groceries, just do the one thing, but then go home and be like, okay, what are the lyrics to this song? And just look at it and see what sticks out to you, you know? Or something like that. But something is going to be delivered. I really feel through the form of song. You know, I'm talking about songs. It has sing here. So be open to how music is coming into your life. Like if you normally listen to Spotify and you only have your own list, maybe try a recommended list or listen to an actual radio. Allow something to show up for you. Maybe you're going to be inspired with a new song. Maybe you're a songwriter, you know, like definitely writing, like blogging's even coming up. And, you know, this little guy is writing stuff in his little old book. And, you know, definitely the sun is coming up multiple ways. So like there's definitely an opportunity there. Ask for help from others. If you want to write blog posts and make money at it, maybe you have people that could facilitate that for you if you just call out, you know, social media, people you know, you're like, hey, I want to do this. Do you know someone that could help me? Or do you know a connection or something? Or, hey, I want to be writing songs or singing songs. Who knows who? Put it out on social. You know, things are going to be coming to you differently than they have. Something has shifted where the way you thought things would happen is different. So there's new paths available. No need to worry. Release that shit. You know, in this card, there's like, I don't know, it looks like a cauldron on a stand and there's stuff burning in it. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little small, but it's like, just burn the shit, man. Just release it, because the sun is shining bright. Blessings are coming to you, pile 3, but you gotta like cut some cords. There's definite transformation happening. Time for gratitude. So this is not a time to be like, oh, boo-hoo. It's not about that right now. It's time to be like, okay, what do I have? What can I be grateful for? How can I focus my time? How can I meditate? How can I facilitate all of this transformation that's coming to me? What can I do for the people that are supporting me through this transformation? Like, the Rona got you all down in the dumps, and you moving in with a friend, just to, you know, make things work, even though maybe it's not like your favorite situation to have a roommate. Be grateful that you're both there and able to support each other. How much are they really doing for you or sacrificing for you? Maybe just kind of take that into account, because it's more than you see on the surface. It's more than you see on the surface. And apply that into any situation, right? Whoever is there for you is being there for you, and they're not doing it be like, I'm sacrificing so much. It's not like that. It's a support thing, but you're not really acknowledging that support appropriately. However that's showing up: roommate, work, love, life, friends, whatever. However that's showing up. So pile 3, that is what I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to dig in deeper into your life, I do book private readings. The links are down below. Would love to connect with you. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you again next time. Bye.